Well, I can tell you now, I'm bloody knackered.
I don't know. You had a lovely weekend. You had a day off on
Very
Saturday.
relaxing.
It should have been lovely, right?
It was
Barely played any games. So.
Oh my god, where to begin? I mean, so I'll tell you a fun story, okay, about my trip home. So it's unrelated to Flesh and Blood. So as we got into the shithole, I keep calling it shithole. It's not. It's Skripple, isn't it? But I keep.
You can't say that.
No, I know, but I can't say that.
You've just lost our whole Dutch audience. Yeah.
Well,
So many people cheated and being like, "Oh, I met Hamish, and he came to my country for the first time, and I can't wait to listen to Push the Point." Oh, what? What did you say?
Your
What did you
airport's
just call
great.
our major airport?
They probably love that. It's
Well,
like taking the piss out of Gatwick. I don't think people are going to be that annoyed, but
slapstick. Anyway, so I went to Shrip when I got back from Schiphol. You now can't get out.
It's going to change it every time.
every time.
The more I drink, the more it's called shithole. Anyway, so,
for the people of the Netherlands, I apologise.
Hold it together. Come on. This is just this is
well,
literally the opening story.
Yeah. Right. Got there. Got an email saying you need to be there 3 hours before because security is insane. They got lack of staff and blah blah blah. You need to get there right before. Wise move because it is insane. Anyway, so there was these two old people that were with me, right? And they were like, because I'm not going to bother doing an accent, but excuse me, can you, we were a bit lost, and I was like, that's fine. What? I know. I said, can you watch my bags? For some reason, I'm queuing up in the bagging area. I don't need to actually drop my bag off. I just want to make sure I can do my check-in bit. So then I said, can you just hold on to my bag? I'm going to ask someone. Anyway, long story short, yeah, you don't need to be here. Going straight to security. They said, oh, we're the same. So come with me. So we all queued up and they're chatting away. Lovely, lovely, lovely couple. And as we got into one queue, then once you finish that queue, you had to go into another queue to just get through security. And then they had this one guy who was putting the gates back and forth. And as they were doing the gates, I kind of got cut off from them. Sorry. The wife of the guy was getting cut off. It was me and the husband. And I went, oh, no. They went, no, it's tough. And I said, no, that's my mum. Mum, come on. Come through.
You've got an adopted Dutch family.
Yeah, I did. And they said, oh, thank you so much. I said, yeah, I'm your son, right? From now on, I'm your son. Because she was just doddering around. I was like, come on, mum. I said, dude, it's my mum. It's like, okay. So I said, come on, mum. So they were like, thank you so much. Well, this paid back in spades because the last queue to the security bit, so you got to go, you're weaving around like it's Alton Towers, right? And then you then get to the bit where for some reason one of the things went, right? And she went, oh, okay, I'm going that way. So off she went, skipped literally half an hour of queue. The husband's trying to chase him. And I said, Mum, wait, Mum. And then some guy tapped this guy on the shoulder, said, excuse me, you get to the back. And I said, excuse me, don't you touch my fucking dad, right? And they was like, oh, I'm sorry. And I was like, look, they're just confused. It's fine, right? And then we skipped half an hour of this big ass queue because she was dodging around. No one bothered. And then I basically said, and she just turned around to me and said, I've always wanted to be a bit. And I was like, what? And the whole fucking queue, all these people were screaming. And I said, Mum, and there's like, I was like, God, I can't believe pretending to be your son's paid off. And all these people around us were just like, basically just rooting the fact that we're going through all this. So
it sounds like the start to a very strange adult film.
No, I couldn't believe it. And then I was like, come on, you can't. It's like, what is wrong? I'd like to be a bit naughty, and then these younger people were like looking at me, and I was just like,
saying that in that weird accent.
I love how you started with, I'm not going to do the accent, and I was immediately like, he's definitely going to do the accent by the end of the story.
And the security place, no wonder it took so long. It looked like IKEA, right? It looked pretty fancy, and there was only like 3. Anyway, but that was my home news, fun coming home today story that I found 2 adopted people from the Netherlands who are coming over to Glasgow.
You never actually said where they were from. I assume Germany based on the accent, but apparently the Netherlands.
Mark is royally annoyed with me because every time I'm trying to talk about something and I'm hearing people, I love hearing people's accents and sounds and things, and I then try. I don't know. I just love it. I
do you
love intimidating.
subconsciously take on the accent of the
I
person?
can't help it, and it's bad.
Wandering accents.
It's a thing. It's a thing. Yeah, it's very
So,
embarrassing.
Hamish, you've just come back from a trip, and
yeah, that's my home news. What about you guys? Did you do anything?
I don't know if anyone can see these things here, but obviously we are getting ready.
Oh, Simon, you move to the left a bit.
Right, he's trying to show off his background. You can't just tell it to me.
So you can't see my background because Hamish has cropped everything out. So I'm sitting in my office, which is full of luggage, because we're going on holiday, on vacation, and on Wednesday. So 2 more days, and we will be in Heathrow Airport, ready to go.
Where are you going?
We're off to Canada.
Hey,
Simon, didn't you live in Canada?
I did.
I'm not sure you've ever mentioned it before.
Probably not. Going to a different part of Canada, though. To be fair.
What, middle of nowhere, Canada? Or?
No. So we lived in Toronto for a year, and the big trip we had planned before we left Canada was we were going to go to the West Coast and see Vancouver and travel across the Rockies and then fly home from there back to the UK. And that got canned because of COVID.
Right.
So we couldn't do that. So a very good friend of mine, old school friend, is getting married. He moved out to Canada after university and he lives there and he has done for many years. And we're going to his wedding. And then we're traveling around the Rockies for 2 weeks and going to enjoy some scenery, some lakes, some mountains. I have sort of had a look to see if there's any flesh and blood nearby. Got in touch with some fellow content creators, in fact.
Ooh.
Eric Larare from Spark of Genius.
Nice.
Unfortunately, I don't think we can make anything work.
Imagine going on a family holiday and still trying to put.
Not really the time. Yeah, it's not really the time to do it. But
yeah.
What about you?
It would be.
I was going to say it's pretty apt because you've been on a trip. Simon is going on a trip, and I am a trip. So present and future, which is great. But yeah, I'm going to the Isle of Wight in a couple of weeks' time. So
nice. I actually am going on another holiday as well, but yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say it, but should we do our drinks? Because I've had mine sitting here for.
Hamish, what are you drinking today?
Well, Simon, I have been given another drink by the amazing Dale.
Dale of newfound vlog fame.
Oh,
Dale's great.
Dale's the best.
10 seconds of Dale was better than 20 minutes of vlog. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, that's the only. That's the reason why the day one had views.
That's why everyone got in because they saw Dale and they've been watching every vlog, waiting for Dale to come back.
To be fair, if it wasn't for Dale, there probably wouldn't even be a vlog because I wouldn't be able to go there.
It's anyway, just all Dale.
He went around America and Canada not so long ago, so he picked up some lagers for me and one of my other good friends who runs the club with me, Mark, and he picked up a kind of pitch invasion. Nashville pitch invasion. And I thought, well, that's cool. You know, pitching, fab pitching.
There's a tedious link.
Yeah, I'm soul searching, but yeah, thank you, Dale, as per usual. And what about you, Tripp? Simon?
Wow.
Sorry.
30.
32 episodes in, and I fucked it.
You still get it wrong. So this is my actual drink, which is a glass of water.
What is your ghostly drink?
I would have been drinking a Brewgooder hazy IPA.
Good brew.
Brewgooder being a Glasgow-based brewery,
like it,
who brew with purpose. That is one of their things. They brew things with purpose.
Unlike everyone else that brews by sheer unintention.
So
how did this get here?
At Brewgooder, we believe beer can create waves of positivity in the world.
Yeah, I agree
definitely
with that.
can.
Yeah. That's hard to argue that. And wildcard, Mr. Almost on holiday Tripp. The Tripp.
Yeah, nothing crazy. Nothing particularly. I've just got a Corona again. I think I had a Corona last time, didn't I?
Is it lime or no lime?
No lime.
Oh.
And it doesn't taste as good, but it's very cold.
You sound quite annoyed by the fact that you don't have a lime.
We had lime. I don't know where the lime's gone. Is there still lime? It's in the fridge. Apparently, I couldn't find it.
It's in the fridge, Tripp.
Did a man look? Yeah.
I had a yeah, yeah. I could barely find the beer in there as well. So, but yeah, it's just a Corona. I've been drinking a lot of Corona recently. It's growing on me. I never used to drink it before Corona, and now I'm like, oh, yeah, it's actually quite nice. It's good lager, I think, compared to a lot of the other UK lagers that you can buy just like in boxes. So, be my go-to.
Have we put Corona in a thumbnail before, Tripp? Because if we have,
yes, we did. It was inside the Crown of Providence in the last thumbnail.
There you go.
That's true, but have we put one in before? Because I have a funny feeling we did.
Oh, I'm not sure.
Was it a repeat?
Leave it to the fans.
I don't think we did.
Leave it to the fans.
We had a very early Stella. Prison was drinking a Stella.
We did have an early Stella.
We need to. We also had a bit of a break from sticking the booze in because I think I was busy for a couple of.
Yeah, it was hats.
I
love the hats. The hats was.
We had a couple of hats.
Hamish's face. Yeah.
That's only deck tech related stuff.
Hamish's face on stuff is just the most. Hamish has got a very expressive face that works very well for
You are
thumbnails.
joking. You got a dude with literally one of the best mustaches in the entire game, and we are not utilizing this properly.
Hamish, I'll level with you. You have a particularly round face, which makes you very easy.
It makes it very easy to put in. Yeah,
it's very simple. The fact that you wear your cap that way as well is incredible because you just don't. You don't have to worry about hair. There's no hair to crop. When you try cropping my head, there's bits going all over the place.
Yeah. Well, what about Simon? He's a bit of a oblong.
Simon's all right because if he's at the right angle, if Simon's at the right angle, the mustache is fully on the face.
Within
if
the
he's even
face,
slightly turned, it's quite hard to crop that very dainty, dainty spike.
Need it more funky. Anyway, everyone,
I'll do a video one day on thumbnails, and we'll watch it. But cheers, everyone!
Yeah, cheers, everyone!
Cheers.
Oh fuck! I just spit through half of it down me. Right. Okay, let's go.
Oh, it's not as cold as it used to.
Wow.
No, I did.
You're going to start with that, Hamish?
Literally. Oh, yeah. Go.
Talking of mistakes, Hamish.
I want to ask you a question. Do you think you would have? Do you think you would have made it to the calling on time if you weren't staying at Mark's?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you blame Mark
in any way?
No.
For the fact you were late.
No.
Did he buy a cheese toastie on your way to the calling, and did that delay you from getting there?
Okay. Let me just be very clear, right? So, me and Mark, as we discovered during the calling, that both of us are chill dudes. Okay, you cannot put two chill dudes in the same room because we knew we needed to get there for that time, but what we didn't do is have we don't have no urgency. There was zero urgency in either of us. And you can ask any of the people who has stayed with me would know that I have every intention of getting ready. But I'm quite happy to dawdle all the way there because I'm just fine. And Mark was sitting down there in his living room making a prism deck at 7:30. We were like, there was no urgency whatsoever. In fact, it was like 7:45. He was like, oh, I think I might think. And I'm laying on his sofa thing looking at my phone going, just watching YouTube. But we should really go. But we're like, and then Mark just went, I think there'll be a train. If we leave about 8:10, there'll be a train. We don't know if there's a train.
There was no train.
No, we don't know. We just said, well, we'll just go. There'll be a train.
So Mark famously we went for a curry after Nationals on the Sunday night. I think that was last year. I think this was this one. It might have been the other one.
Mark
he famously missed his train.
We went to Five Guys.
He left, missed his train, went all the way to Leeds Station, missed the train, walked back to the curry house, left again, and missed his train a second time.
Doesn't surprise.
That wasn't Nats, was it? That was the BATTLEHARDENED.
That was the BATTLEHARDENED or something. We were getting it was that curry place in Leeds, right by the Armory. But
no, I think that was Nationals.
That was Nats.
Because me and him went to Five Guys, and he said, "I've really got to go." And then me and him was still just dawdling about, and he was like, "I think I've got to go and catch my train. It's probably going to show up in 5 minutes." But judging by my phone, I'll get there in about 6.
If anybody hasn't been following Hamish's vlogs on Push the Point YouTube, which you should check out, by the way, check out Push the Point.
Fantastic pieces of
Hamish went to Utrecht and he missed the calling completely. He was They arrived 26 minutes late, I believe, and they waited 20 minutes for you, and
No, they
then
didn't
they
wait
called
20
it
minutes for us. They were just delayed by
20
minutes.
minutes-ish.
And so we were 26 minutes late because the train arrived when we got there. The train was, they said, oh, the train will depart at 10 to 9. A half an hour train. We knew we were pretty fucked.
So do you remember in Push the Point episode 31 where we were giving you advice about what to do at tournaments? We didn't mention this, but turn up. That's a great piece of advice.
That's a good start to your day.
Yeah, it really helps.
This is after my recent Road to Nationals win, where Hamish got me there on time by the skin of our teeth.
I was actually on it,
and that also involved the train.
Yeah, I was. I was on it. We were on it at that time.
I think the moral of the story is don't rely on trains to get to events.
Yeah, pretty much.
I get trains to all of my events, guys, and you know why? Because I don't get the very last train I could possibly get to get me there. I get the one before it.
That is me. That is me. That was me and Mark. And right, okay. So the next day we felt we weren't.
But wait, no. Like you turned up late.
Okay.
What did you do?
If it had been any other event starting with Classic Constructed, you would have been able to take a round one loss, right, and then carry on. What happened instead?
Well, we got dropped from the entire event
because it was a draft, 3 rounds to start.
Yeah. I know the thing is that what didn't relay in the vlog, which a lot of people in the calling saw, was me looking pathetic,
having a bit of a breakdown,
looking utterly pathetic, because I got there and I'm breathing so heavy because I am utterly unfit, and I ran, which I haven't done in a long time, and I was the fat guy. I was like, but they must have mistaken me for looking like I'm about to break down in tears, and I'm not. I'm just so out of breath. I'm like, and I've got a mask on, so I'm sweating.
Yeah,
and I just said to him, and the guy was saying, "Look, I'm really sorry," and I'm trying to talk to him and say, "Please, can you?" He said, "Look, I can't." And I said to the guy, "Look, I'm not going to be rude here, but please just shut up for 1 second and just let me say my bit before you say the ultimate word, which I know is no. But please, can you just let me try and come in? I've traveled a long way. I've paid a lot of money, and I really, really, really want to get into here. This means so much to me to try and do it. I hope you can at least find some compassion. Just let this poor guy in." And he went,
pull the C word out.
And he went, "No, I'm sorry, I can't." And I said, "That's fine, whatever." And then I went and stomped off a bit, and I did the one thing because I don't know, I basically just threw my hat on the floor.
Not your Push the Point hat.
Yeah, I pelted it on
in anger.
I pelted it on the not at him, at me. I picked it up and I just pelted it on the floor.
It's like this.
And then
this hurt
I think people were basically seeing just the culmination. And then and then I walked off and then I went outside. And this is, again, I don't think a lot of people also know this, but so the hope died there and then. I went outside and I was just like, right, I need to contemplate what's just gone on. And then Mark messaged me saying, "Dude, get back in here now." Hope.
False hope.
No. He said, "Dude, just get back in here now." So I ran back in there. I can't run. So I legged it back in there. And I just said, and I actually then just said, "Right, okay, this must be the good news." And he went, "No, the answer is still no." And I then went on my knees and literally went on my knees and said, "Please just let me in. Don't come back and slap me some more."
So what you're saying is, where there's a blame, there's a claim. If you were adversely affected in your first draft by scenes of Hamish breaking down in public,
I'm so jealous.
They did. Jamie did tell me Jamie did tell me you did look pretty pathetic for about 10 minutes, and I said yes.
I love it.
No,
like a petulant child.
No, I wasn't a petulant child. Dude, I don't know, man. It was a lot. It was a lot. It was a
lot of
lot. It's a
emotion on the
long.
line.
It's a long
You've
way.
travelled a long way. You got on a
Yeah.
plane to go to this event.
And it was just, and basically he blamed Jem and everything, and he did basically, and his decision, which was fair, was he not fair on make everyone else get up and move to another chair, even though every single person. But I did say, by the way, you're all going to say, yeah, that's fine because you know me, right? No one who knows me would care. But if it was some random ass German dude, fuck him, right? Or French dude, someone you don't know, you would have just turned around and went, fuck them. They were late. Totally. And I would basically, I would have been like, no, not my problem. You know, and that's true. It is true. It's not their problem. My problem. And Mark's problem.
It is your problem.
Now, there was one guy who was looking at the board, and I got to know him actually. I forgot his name, so I feel awful. But he has checked. He said he has checked us out, and he likes our stuff. So thank you. And you know he knows who he is. Dude with the headphones. He's really cool hair. He basically looked at the player registration board that you meant to look at, and then find your seat to sit down to do the announcement or whatever the fuck they're doing, right? Where they talk in a microphone and no one can understand a word these fucking Belgian guys are saying, but they got to do it, and you got to just go, then you can actually do it. But he saw his name, and it said, well, okay, 188. Okay, that's what he thought. So he sat down on table 188. Turns out he was meant to sit on table 189. And that normally wouldn't be a problem. Because normally if you sit on someone else's chair, they'll say, excuse me, dude, you're sitting on my chair. And then you go, oh, okay, sorry. Then you have another look and then you find your chair. But no one came to tell him because he's, turns out there was one fucking guy in the call-in that never showed up. He dropped. And he happened to sit on his chair. And all he had to do was sit on the chair to his right. He wasn't 188. He was 189. And he got dropped from the event because he wasn't there. Even though he was there, but he happened to just sit on the one guy that dropped. That happened to sit next to him.
That's actually quite brutal.
That is brutal.
You couldn't actually write that, could you?
I think he should have been repaired.
I sat on the wrong chair.
I think he should have been repaired in. And the reason I was trying to make that argument is because I wanted.
Because it would have given you in.
It was basically my only out of going right. Okay, it's like playing Sonata and going right. This dude is my attack action. He could be my gloom veil to save me from the game, right? But it turns out I felt sorry for him, but the tournament organizer basically said like straight no to him, and I was like, nah. You could be harsh to us being tardy, no argument. This dude, he's actually on time, and then I think there was some other late guys because they couldn't find the entrance into the place. It took them 20 minutes and they were late because of it, but they were there. They were right outside the building. And
yeah, we should clarify. I don't know if we actually said that you were late because the trains were delayed, right? Like it wasn't just
they
missed the train they were meant to be on.
No, that's not even true.
Oh, okay.
We just didn't fucking look. We just went.
It was entirely your fault. Then.
Yes, we know that. Okay. It was entirely our fault. We just left at 8:10 and went, there should be a train.
This guy that turned up and sat in the wrong chair, I think 100%
should have
in
been
that situation you should repair. You guys, fuck you guys. Yeah. You don't get to get
fuck
in.
Us guys.
Even if they repair.
I mean,
you're gone. You're late.
By the way, Tripp, there was an 11-man.
This one guy should get in.
No, but there
Can
was.
You imagine?
Can
you
imagine? Tripp, there was an 11-man pod.
Sat in the wrong place by his own volition.
Can you imagine?
Dude, there was 100, 200 people looking at one tiny piece of paper on a board. He saw his name and he got mixed up by one number.
I bet it was your chair, wasn't it?
It wasn't mine.
I bet you're covering for him. I bet you're covering, and it was your chair.
No, it wasn't my chair.
It's all your fault. If you turn up on time,
you ruined multiple people.
No, but what was stupid? What was stupid was that there was an 11-man pod and 2 7-man pods. So what they could
that is dumb.
Yeah, that is dumb. They could have just paired us all in, and then we would have had cleaner.
Why is there a 7 and 11? Because even if you guys aren't even involved, just move someone from the 11 into the 7-man pod and make it an 8.
No, because they can't. No, they can't physically make Gem move stuff around. Gem is a cloud-based software, and Gem will just go, cool, these guys are missed, here's your 7 on that, and there was the last dump of people just get put in one pod. But if they added us and repaired us, Gem would have fixed it. But I think they were too scared that Gem would, because when Gem gets to around the 200 plus cap of people, it is
Yeah.
prone to crashing.
What have you learned, Hamish? What have you learned from this experience?
That we got a better deal for not joining. So
Why? Where did you go?
well, what happened due to my sheer
Breakdown, I believe.
no, it's
is
not
the
breakdown. What's the more pathetic? Yeah, due to being utterly pathetic in front of
Yeah.
200 people.
I believe you begged on the floor.
I
on
I
your
did tell.
knees.
Yes, I did.
If,
Well,
if anyone missed that bit,
for
that
10
was,
seconds, I went on my knees and said, "Please."
Did anybody get that on a phone or a video? Just
No,
send it
I
through.
didn't. No, I didn't.
Send it to us.
Emails.
Don't tell Hamish.
I think Jamie came around and said he basically come running over to try and talk to him, and I said, "Don't they will fight. They will love to DQ you. So you better sit that down. Don't give them a thing." And he did sit. I think, yeah, I'm on the edge here, but I need to go away. And he was kind of like saying, "Jason, you go talk to him." Yeah.
Funny you should say that, because I got the impression that he was loved by all the judges.
The judges
because
thought he was
they all
great.
just wanted to spend time with him.
They did.
Judges love to make rulings and show how knowledgeable they are about the game.
Okay.
And Jamie enables that.
I made
all of it.
I made a Twitter funny, right? And I actually thought to myself, I'm actually a really fucking funny guy, right? I'm probably the funniest guy. I'm the funniest guy in all of Utrecht at this point.
It's good that you think that.
Well, I did make my pod of tables around me laugh because a judge asked some guy. I was an interaction, right? And then the judge said, I was like, "Does it work that way?" Never called the judge. The judge happened to just be around me, and he went, "Oh, you want me to make a ruling on this?" And I went, "Yeah, fuck it, sure. What's the ruling?" And he went, "Okay." Basically, it had something to do with what's the Draconic Ninja one that gives the rest of the Draconic link +1.
Spreading flame.
Yeah, that's it. And he wanted to close the chain and say that it's still there because it's now chain link. Because because it doesn't say end of turn. It will be now chain link 0 again, but the effect is still about. And I was like, "Does that work that way?" And then the judge went and had a look. He went, "That is interesting. Let me go ask another judge." So then I went, "Oh my God, this is like a chain link. So this is Judge Link 1. He doesn't know. So he will now go to another judge." And then I said and then he didn't know. So I got to Judge Link 3. And I went, "Oh my God, we're on Judge Link 3. And then the table around me were like laughing. And then we were like, "Oh, is it going to get to Judge Link 4? And it did. It got to Judge Link 4 and it come back with a rupture ruling. Turns out it doesn't do that, which we all fucking know.
It took 4 judges.
It took 4 judges to realise you couldn't do that.
That's really interesting.
Not to knock the judges, but there was 4 judge. It got to a Judge Link 4 to find out that Mask of Momentum doesn't trigger if you close the chain. If you do hit, close the chain, the third hit will be the Mask of Momentum. It did get to Judge Link 4 on that one. But that's
you can tell that you like that joke, Hamish, because I believe you've now mentioned it on your vlog, on Twitter, and on the podcast.
I didn't do it on vlog.
Well, I heard it somewhere that was not on Twitter.
You read it. You read it. No,
I read it on the chat.
Yeah. Anyway.
Wow.
Anyway, I'm having fun.
Right,
so that's sad.
Hamish, give us the good news. That's obviously your.
That was the good news. Me and Mark walked in. That was actually ended up being good news. Missing the calling was probably the best thing we've ever done because we realised we were trash at draft. We watched. We would. When we did
excuse me.
What happened the next day?
Well, okay, no, it doesn't. Right. So basically, when they turned around, they wanted to bring us all back in from that event because they said, "Right, we feel awful that you lot have missed out. So what we're going to do, we're going to give you 2 drafts." And I said, "What, the pity draft?" They said, "Yes, we're going to give you some pity drafts just to give you guys something to do because the side events don't start until 1 o'clock and it's it's 10. So here's 2 drafts that we'll give you just to do things until everything comes about." All right, okay. Me and Mark were kind of like, whatever, man. And I said, "Well, we can just use this as a something to do, and we can practice some draft." And he went, "Yeah, okay, we'll do it." Did our round 1, we're all pretty chill. And then afterwards, they come back and went, "By the way, what we're going to do is we're going to give you tickets. So normally you have to pay for these events, and they're single eliminations. And if you win, you get 100. You get 60 tickets. Then 2 wins, 120. And if you get 3 wins, you get 300 tickets." So in this, they didn't do it single elimination. It was Swiss. and they said one win gives you 120 tickets, 2 wins gives you 300 tickets, and 3 wins gives you 600 tickets. So you had better odds to win them, and they were better than any of the other ticket giveaways in the rest of the thing.
600 tickets is actually pretty legit.
It's insane.
Yeah.
And they gave us
Who was actually taking part in these drafts?
all of us that couldn't get into the
The
call-in.
dropouts.
The dropouts.
Right. Yeah.
It was dropout. It was the dropout draft.
There were 6 of you.
There was actually, well, that's funny. There was actually probably about 9 of us, but one guy just wanted to just come along, and then he was like there in the draft, and he said, I was never in. I don't think I was ever going to go to the corner. I said, dude, just shut the fuck up. You are now on. You've just rocked up to a pretty good deal, and you just happen to be roped into this. So I'll just say nothing and join in. So they're like, oh, really sorry you missed the calling. He's like, yeah, I missed the calling. It was so good. So
it's so good.
And then they did that, and then we realized we were getting tickets, and then we were like, okay, cool. We actually all tried, and then our second draft, 2 people said, I don't want to do this. Like, but dude, it's free, and it's more than any other event you'll get. And they went, no, it's fine. We're just gonna go do this. All right. So now we've got a good 8-man pod, and all of us were being real serious. Turns out that paid off really well. Move on to day 2. So that little draft experience we went through.
Before you, how many tickets did you end up getting?
Oh, so I won 2 ones, draft 1, and then I wanted the second draft. I got beat by
420 tickets.
Mark did really well.
What did you cash it in for? Mark's a great drafter. So
yeah, Mark's very good. What did I cash it in for? Well, it turns out that Mark and Jason wanted my tickets. So,
yeah, there you go, for cash. Cashed in for cash.
Well, kind of. It was a little
bit.
A little. Mark kind of went, 100 off to get what I need. Hamish, have you got 100 tickets? And I went, I do.
Hey,
and he basically just went, cool, and took one. And I went,
you were staying at his house. So...
Well, yeah. And then I was like, cool. And I said, what do I? Yeah. And I said, what's the value for this? And he went, I don't really know, dude, but it's fine. I'll sort you out. And I said, that's fine. And then he did. To be fair, afterwards we went to this place, and he just bought loads of drinks and loads of food and
nice.
Whatever. I actually had no idea about these tickets or what to do with them. And then Jason needed some, and I was like, oh, have 100. Buy me some dinner. And he went, oh, I don't know if it's worth this much. I said, well, it is, because you need it, and I'm selling it for a dinner, so it's up to you. Your choice, baby. So
good deal.
And then I actually had some spare, and then I kind of just went, oh, what can I get? Because I actually forgot I owned them. I mean, as the whole event was closing down, I was like, oh yeah, shit. I was about to walk off with tickets and never use them, and I just brought some sleeves and some German history packs.
Yeah, I kept one of mine just to have as a souvenir.
Oh, memento. I just wanted to get rid of every ounce of me knowing I've missed the call-in.
Right. So what happened on day 3? Day 3? Sunday.
Oh, no, that is technically day 3. We had skipped over the European bit, but that doesn't matter. I played Viscerai and went 4-3. Fine.
Yeah, positive win.
Oh, the European champions.
Yeah, I literally went win, loss.
Just like that, Hamish qualified. Both Hamish and Simon actually qualified for the European Championships from the top 8 at nationals.
That's right.
And Hamish,
the reason I couldn't go was because my wife went to see Michael Bublé with her family, so I had the kids all weekend.
Oh,
you didn't even get to see Bublé. Yeah, sad.
No. To be fair, I probably would have enjoyed it more than my wife. She's not really a big Bublé fan, but he is a lovely Canadian man, so you can't go far. You can't go too far.
There you go. So that was European. Day 2 was calling. Day 3, Battle Hardened, and 2 pods of two pods of drafting. Is the most brutal event I think you can ever go to, because you basically cannot lose a game until the very last one.
Yeah.
If you do, you're not in the top 8. But it's simple as that. And happened to 3-0 pod.
Well, yeah, because hey, why was that the case, Hamish? Because there was a lot of people. Like how many people?
It was actually 191 people at the Battle Hardened.
So 191 people. So we're talking. Oh, I can't do that math, but like how many pods? Like 20, 30 pods? I guess 38. No, it must be 25 or something.
Yeah,
Divided
I
by
think
8. 24 pods.
Yeah, that's so. Like Hamish says, if this was
one
the
game.
you just lose a
Just drop.
game, and I don't know if anyone's played Uprising Draft, but it can be kind of tricky to not lose a game.
So that means there were 8 3 pods of 3 and O's
Yeah.
yeah,
going into, and they were the only 3
And
basically.
yeah, there were all the 3 and O's of pod 1 were in it to get a shot into the draft, into top 8.
Yeah.
And then into pod 2, you basically could not lose the first 2 games.
Yeah.
And then once you've basically went 5-0, you're in.
Yeah.
Which I did.
So there would be 3 6 and O's, and then
Yeah, the rest up. And then
the
because
rest
of
5
because of the
ones.
tiebreakers, the 5
Yeah.
and 1s that had lost in the last rounds would not
Yeah, of course.
go
Yeah.
ahead against them. It's basically the person that got the best streak wins.
yeah, because there'll be a
tiebreakers, which makes
in
sense.
pod 2 that in every pod there'll be a 3-0 and a 2 every 3-0 pod that then goes into a 3-0 pod. Yeah, okay, so it was really hard.
Matt
Basically,
Light,
is what I'm
Matt Light,
trying
if
to.
you are listening, you 100% broke this down to me, so I fully understand. He basically explained it to me because I was like, I don't know. Anyway, but
It's really tough. So
But
tell
you
us
went
about your
3 and 0.
yeah. Tell us about your first pod, Hamish. What did you draft? Like, how
Bye.
did it go? Bye. Did
Yeah,
you force
so
5 by any chance?
I didn't.
Did you force?
I actually
5?
didn't. No, I didn't. I basically kept my first 4 packs open, and then the guy who was passing to me was clearly playing Icelander because there was no Icelander cards.
Yeah.
And then I went, okay, well, I'm not playing Icelander. He's definitely going to be passing me 5 cards, and I've seen some pretty good 5 cards. Just on that 5th pick, I think I saw a very good. I can't remember what it was, but I saw a very good 5 card, and then I went, man, doing that.
Yeah.
And yeah, paid off. Managed to pick up 2 Oasis Respites, which was handy, and the rest of them were 5 cards, which was pulled off because I had 2 Icelander matches. Both of them were pretty clutch.
Yeah. It's a really good card. Yeah.
Now, then Jamie turned around and said to me, "Did you play fine?" I said, "Yeah." And he said, "Did you force it?" And I said, "No." And he said, "Right, you should 100% force it every single time. Don't ever detract from that. Just even if you saw 3 bombs, if you saw a rake and you saw a dragon, you saw like the blue Arctic one that gives you frostbites and it's blue, so you'll give them 2 and you Icelander. These cards are bombs. They're nuts. Never pick them. If I see a blue Ninja Go Again card, and that was the best one there, and I saw all these bombs, I'm picking the blue Ninja cards." And I was like, "Really?" And he went, "Yeah, just do it. Pack 1, go."
He's got a point, because if you send the signal straight away,
Yeah, I was going to say,
you're left.
Yeah, I'm on 5.
I'm on 5. You have all the Dromai cards. Then when it comes back round to the right, you're going to get all the good 5 cards again. So you can set yourself up if people know
just
how
got
to
to
read
hope the guy on the
signals.
left doesn't.
Well, I love sending Red Rake over because
Oh, yeah.
it's like, great, you can play Dramai, and then in pack 2 you can pass me a really good 5 card.
So
in exchange,
basically,
right?
I listened to Jamie's advice, and straight away, pack 1 found a 1 for 4 red. I can't remember which one.
Dust Runner Outlaw, maybe?
Not Dust Run Outlaw. The other one that I think blocks with
Or
3.
you banish, give go again.
Scale
The
Devotion.
wow, if you play 2 in a row, you get
It's
go
a
again.
rare. It's a rare.
Oh, okay.
That's the banish. It gets go again based on.
Oh, that one. Yeah. So I saw that.
Mounting Anger.
Yeah, that's the one.
Mounting Anger is the +1 if you banish.
Yeah. So I saw
Mounting Anger is really good.
Yeah. So I saw that and went, right, I'm going to base. So it was kind of weird. I kind of took every draft like a tiny experiment. This is why I think my battle hardening is a bit of a, oh man, I don't know how the hell I got here, because I kind of was every pod wanting to experiment. I had no intention of trying to see if I can get, like, I wasn't trying to go, oh god, I got to draft really well. I just thought I'm going to try something different. And the first one was, I wanted to see what it's like reading an opponent. I'm going to keep myself open and see if I can read stuff. And that was the first test. And I said, oh, it turns out I was right, and it worked. The second one was, I'm going to do Jamie and go, right, I'm forcing 5, fuck it, go.
Yeah.
And that was insane, because I had 24 like ninja attack actions would go again.
Yeah.
And I just said, this deck is, and I had a sash and the blade, I had basically all the ninjas.
Heatwave, Sash.
Heatwave, Sash, and
Tide Flippers.
Crocs, yeah. I call them the Crocs.
Sash is so good. Sash is really good against
because so I basically had all the equipment and
just
24
to say,
non-attack, 24 go again cards. It was fire.
If you're trying to send a signal, be careful about picking a rare first pick
Yeah, because
you haven't actually taken anything they can identify.
I don't want to send signals. My signal is everyone knows that I'm forcing Fi. That's a universal signal. Goes
But that's
beyond the
because
game.
that's because you play in a group
Yeah.
that knows you're going to force Fi. Like I did the same.
Some
But
people just look like they're going to force Fi. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
well,
Like you can just tell.
you love a
I'm
five.
one of those people.
So
You can just tell.
how did you go 5-1 then? What happened in the last game?
oh, he was playing Fi.
Fi mirror. Yeah. Did
And
he go second?
yeah.
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 So you won.
Okay.
It's so boring, isn't it? It's not.
Yeah.
It's not.
Well-
This is my gripe. My gripe. It's just boring. It's just like there's no. Oh, what did you do? Like, oh, what was this fancy interaction? If you saw like a Dromo versus Icelander, you probably would actually turn around and go, "How did you get around that?" It's like, well, I did this move and I had to blow this up and I killed his dragon and I managed to get that last 3 arcane on him. And then Dromo wanted to, there's actually shit to talk about when it comes to Fi. It's what did you do? Well, I played 2 go again, 3 go again, then 4 go again, then 3 go again, and then 1, and then it was his turn. Did you block? No.
Were you not surprised? I wanted to pick this up earlier. Were you not surprised? I don't know if you saw the infographics that was sent out on day 1 of the calling, that through the draft pods of the calling, there was a very equal split of 3-0s from each pod. So it was across the board, 1/3 of the pods were won by Fi, 1/3 Dramai, 1/3 Icelander.
Yeah, but I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, I completely get your point. If in the Fi mirror, it is basically who blinks first.
So
the guy who won it, which was cutting head.
Icelander.
Yeah, he was on Icelander. So who knows?
Yeah, I think I genuinely think there's stuff you can do in the Fi mirror. Like there's cards you can draft that are really good in the Fi mirror, particularly Engulfing Flame Wave. I think it's really good in the Fi mirror. But a lot of it is going second. But I think people have gone a bit crazy with the fight with the Uprising draft and think that it's just draft Fi and win. But based on the results out of the Battle Hardened, it doesn't seem to be the case.
Well,
I don't know
if you try and if 6 out of your 8 in your pod try and force Fi, then it's not going to be good, is it?
I think there's.
Yeah.
I think Fi is the what you're at risk of. I think if you're not doing it, is that I think the other ones, there's a massive fine balance to get this to a comfortable state, because you're going to get some draft pods where if 3 people decide they're going to go Icelander, it is pretty scuffed, right? If do you know what I mean? It's if you can get that deck Icelander or Dromai to and it just worked out so well for you to get that down. I 100% don't think it's over, but when you're in such a huge event of 200 people, it's incredibly. I think that's a really, really risky move, and I just turned around and took Jamie's advice and went, I'm just going to go with Fi. It is the easiest thing to do. Like, even if it's not that
the odds
good,
are,
it's better.
And it's easier to play than the other 2.
Yeah,
I think Fi is like a really solid 2-1 draft. Like I think if you force Fi, you're pretty much always going to 2-1.
Yeah.
But I think the really good Dromai decks and the really good Icelander decks are probably gonna 3-0 more than the 4-5, one of the 4-5s. And I think we saw that a bit from people are saying, like, oh, well, there's going to be more Fis out there, so it doesn't necessarily mean you probably got a better chance of 3-0ing by picking Fi because there's more Fi. But if a third of the field picking Icelander and they're 3-0 and Dromai and 3-0, and I think also people are building. I genuinely think people build Dromai in kind of weird ways. I think they focus on the dragons way too much. When you have a
Sanitizer, just ridiculous.
You have a 2-cost deal 8, right? Like,
and you got a Transmogrify.
It's a common, right? Like a Transmogrify, Phoenix Flame is a thing.
Dude, no, Transmogrify. I'm telling you now, Transmogrify Flex Blue is the best thing in the world. Pitch a blue, play Transmogrify, play a Flex Blue, comes in for 8. I'll block whatever. Pitch the other 2, Flex Blue for 10, mate.
Yeah, Fi can only take so many 8s, right? And I think people have given up on it too soon. Like we could talk about this for ages, but
Well,
I
anyway,
think,
so
Anyway,
yeah,
Hamish, what happened? How did it
So-
finish?
awful. I think I decided it basically sounded. I decided I just shouldn't
The experiment
continue.
went one step too far.
Yeah, 100%. I literally was like, right, okay, so I don't want to force fight. Well, because he said I was 6th, right? Which, by the way, the first, second, and third is a bit of a, bit of a dice roll as to who is first, who is second, who is third. It doesn't really matter. I don't know. It doesn't matter too much, but it's a real dice roll because all 3 of them are in different pods.
Yeah.
So they don't play against each other. How do they know who's better out of them? Even though do you know what I mean? So it's weird. And then the next lot, which is my bracket, is who's going to be 4th. And Jem really doesn't actually have an answer, so it's kind of random. But I was 6th. So I went, all right, Jem says you're 6th. Okay, Jem says I'm 6th. So I'm not going to I'm now going to not be able to go first. The top 4 people should 100% do their best to try and draft Fi. And then they can pick to go second. And then just proceed to just wail on them, right? So I was like, oh, maybe I shouldn't pick Fi. Then Jamie told me later on, you're an idiot. You should have always just picked Fi anyway. Who cares? And I was like, well, I'm going to do something different. I'm going to try and be open with either Dromai or Icelander because I think everyone's going to run like nuts to Fi, especially the top 4. And, well, I didn't play Fi, but I don't think I did anything. I think all I did was just, it was the worst deck I've ever.
Did you manage to make a viable deck?
No.
How many crap baubles did you run?
None, I may add. But I had no dragons and 1 rake. I had 3 transmogrifiers. I was pretty proud of that. I had 3 senpai, the go again one, the one
go
that go
again
again.
one.
I had 3 blues, 2 yellows, 1 red. Well, that was all right. I had 2 blue Embermores, senpais, 1 yellow, 1 red. I had the transmogrify. I had the flex. That was important to my game plan.
And it almost came off.
It did.
You did. You won your first game, right?
No, I didn't.
Oh.
God, are you joking? That deck was the worst thing ever. I had no.
I thought you got to the quarters.
No, I did get to the quarters.
Yeah, that's top 8, mate. You got
Oh, is
knocked
that
out
the
in top 8.
quarters? Oh, never mind.
Yeah, that is the quarters.
I stand by what I said before. You did get to the quarters.
I did get to the quarters. But basically, I will say, the guy was incredibly confused. He really did not know
why your deck was so bad.
No, he didn't know how to block. He didn't know whether he was like panicking. I was like, oh my God, this guy thinks I've got some mad shit. I'm holding trash and making myself like a god here. I was like the Wizard of Oz. Look at this giant head going, this is me behind this curtain going, no, I've actually got loads of phoenix flames in my hand. I can't do anything. He was like his ginormous transmogrify for 8. And he's like, oh, what do I do next? I'm like, nothing. And then he basically won on turn 3. Anything. Okay. It was like, and then I showed the head judge. In fact, as I was making the deck, one of the judges was like, has to take a photo of it, and I was like, what? And he kind of looked at the photo and went, "Okay, what are you doing with this?" And then as the judges were coming on, he basically said, "Turns out one of the judges knows us and likes our content."
Yeah.
But he kept that quiet until the very end of the event, and so he didn't want to. Because he didn't want to be, give it away of anything. But then he was basically at the end of it and went, "Dude, that was so entertaining because I had absolutely no idea what the fuck you were doing. Like, you were picking literal random shit. You looked like you were high."
Have you ever drafted Dromai before?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Anyway.
No.
Hamish,
So
I top 8 of a
it was so stupid because I kind of felt like I was like, oh, if I just basically just tried to just force fire again, I definitely would have just turned out a million times better, and I could have I would have backed myself to get to the final.
Yeah.
I would have backed myself if I just forced fire, because everyone else was kind of like, oh, the decks are not that good, because everyone was kind of getting so confused what the hell's going on. It's because of me. Just being complete random and taking some shit that no one knows. Everyone's like, what the fuck is going on? And in the end, I just got loads of Icelander cards. And there was only 1 Icelander there, by the way, as well. So no wonder he won.
But you got top 8 at Battle Hardened.
Yeah,
I did,
it was
yeah.
You won.
yeah.
You won some money, and you won
$125, and I won.
a map.
Hey, that's not too bad, mate.
That's not bad. I won a mat with one half of a weapon on it. It was
winning money
No, it
and
one
playing card games. Yeah.
half of a pair,
I can't wait to get the other one. Although I
and
did
it's one of your favourite heroes as well.
What?
So, you know,
What?
Bolton.
Shy.
It's Bolton. You
Bolton
love Bolton.
Sabers.
Yeah,
I know.
he's your favourite, right?
If anyone,
He loves- he
I
loves
am selling
Bolton
that
Sabers.
mat. By the way, hit me up if anyone wants one half of a weapon. I did make a funny joke and said it was Mark's. I think someone said, "Well, where's the other saber?" And I was like, "Wouldn't you like to know?"
So great.
I know. Everyone was completely sick of me by this time. I think I'm really fucking funny. And
You
Mark
made
is just
too
like,
many funny jokes at that point. You know,
Yeah,
you
I
can't.
know.
They can't.
Did you see? I tried to when I was in the photo, I was trying to make out the saber was like my giant saber.
Oh, is that what you're trying to do? I did
Yeah.
wonder why
So
you
much style.
look like that.
I was trying to make it look like that was my saber.
Oh, I see. It's
Yeah.
leaning a bit to the right, to be honest with you.
Well, that's what she said.
Oh, left actually.
That's what she said.
I wanna wrap this up by sharing the funniest joke I heard about the whole weekend.
Oh, was
Go
that
on.
something Hamish said?
No, this was
Of
something.
Of course it wasn't.
This was something Johnny Chapman, big fan of the podcast, big fan,
Absolutely.
said on a Discord somewhere, and he said because Hamish and a group of people went out to Korean barbecue after the Battle Hardened.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And Johnny says, "Did Jamie Faulkner call a judge to make sure that it was really Korean barbecue?"
we saw that, and I said that into the table.
Meltdown. I could not handle that. That was,
Judge, is this really Korean food?
yeah.
Where's your policy? Show me the policies.
Show me the guidelines.
Show me the guidelines. The guidelines. That was literally just all we were screaming all day. Guidelines.
Right, I want to wrap all that up because Hamish, you've put so much of that into amazing vlogs, and I didn't really know what to expect. Obviously, when
I didn't know what to fucking expect either. I
They were
downloaded
really good.
I downloaded
When
a
Tripp
mobile
and I-
app and went for it.
When Tripp and I went to the Pro Tour, we did some shorts and found out that obviously that pops up notifications on people's YouTube app all the time, and it maybe turns a few people off having lots of little shorts. So you made it one per day, and they came out so well, dude. Well done.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
they're great. They were genuinely great. I love them.
And
So
if
it's
and
it's
if
the thing
people,
I
if you're
enjoy doing.
listening, and you want more content like that, just let us know. It seems pretty clear from the feedback we've had on the videos themselves, but when we go to big events like this, if that's the sort of thing you want to see, then we can definitely strive to do more of that.
Yeah, Tripp. I can say, basically I just got an app, a really good one actually, that you downloaded on your phone, and I just basically got every video that I just naturally filmed, and you just press the button, and it just puts them all together, and then you can phase it. You can
we'll
just
have to
chuck in
do
some
that
stock
for Leo,
music.
Simon.
Yeah, do it. It's the easy. It took about an hour of my. At the end of the day, I just laid in bed and just. Well, you know what? You guys know me. I love editing, like stuff about. So I'm. It's in my element. But it just all you need to do is just put your stuff together, and it just correlates all your footage together, and press save. Job done. I highly recommend everyone do that. You can probably you're going to be bringing out angles to all the events we've been to that we will never see, and it will capture your humor and everything. I highly recommend everyone to go and do it, especially the UK. Yeah.
Okay, Hamish, you're a legend, mate. Well done. Top 8, Battle Hardened.
I know.
Yeah,
0 to
that's
hero.
it, man.
And especially after the disappointment of not making an event you'd flown to. I mean, who else does that?
I know. I was boat rocking, mate.
My favorite part. Just before, my favorite part is that Hamish posted about this on Facebook, and I was like, if I'd got permission from my wife to go,
there's no way that's going on Facebook.
There's no way I'm putting that out there that I've missed it after all the negotiations you probably went through.
Does she know?
And then you
Hey, what was your feeling when you found out I missed? She just said, "Well, I was a waste of time." True.
Respect, Hamish.
Before we finish the podcast, because there's a lot of buzz going on in the UK right now about a particular topic. Now, this is the end of Road to National season. While you were off gallivanting in Utrecht,
That was good fun.
we had the last weekend of Road to National season. And the big buzz now is we have a Nationals with a limit of 96 players. And what is it?
Confirmed.
30. Well, it's what's on the LSS website.
Oh, is there? Have they actually got the list?
I thought I'd seen it on the LSS website.
Oh, the
anyway,
final, I don't think the final list is up yet. I think it literally is.
oh
8,
no, the
8 a.m.
qualifiers
tomorrow.
haven't.
Oh, so people
But it's-
people have worked it out.
It's
But
96
people are trying to work it
people.
out. 96
yeah.
people, 35 people qualified via Road to Nationals, I believe, somewhere in that region, and then 35 people from outside of the top 100 XP. So that reduces the number of places available on XP, and people are going crazy.
What about? What are they getting? What are they upset? Is it?
I think trying to work out if you qualified. People are talking about whether 96 is not enough people.
Well,
whether we should do open invite for nationals, just let everyone in.
Well, you could easily, when Barry throws out, which it's probably already been out now, but if you haven't seen it, Baz the Bard does a weekly roundup of every RTN, and he does a little cool map about who's won what in what area, and he also gathers all the names of who's made the top cut for each week, and he puts it on the board. You could literally look at that, and he even works out who's got a double. Who's got a double win? And currently, so far from week 3, 6 people had a double up, right? So you can add 6 people of the experience board into this. If there's any more fresh names onto it, you can just go, right, that's how many people are on it, minus that off the board. And
I think it's more about whether that should be open invite or not.
I think,
but I don't know if I don't know if necessarily like
I don't agree. I think it should be.
Invite.
Oh,
I think there's an argument. I think there's an argument for it being bigger. I don't think there's an argument for it being open invite. So what we see this year, if you guys compare it to your experience last year, pretty much anyone who had been playing the game regularly, going to an armory every couple of weeks or so,
it was pretty much open to everyone.
Had enough experience to get in.
Yeah,
it was open to everyone.
What we've seen this year, and what maybe wasn't quite as expected, is actually the XP limit is probably around the 200 mark, and that means that you've been going to an armory every week during the Road to Nationals period,
or you've done done really well at a skirmish.
You've done some other events.
Actually, maybe the skirmishes aren't in. I know the Pro Tour is in, so if you managed to go to the Pro Tour, you could put a bit of a boost.
And the calling obviously there is in, but I think it just shows how well this game has grown from a player base perspective within the UK, that we're now fighting over those national spots rather than having a guaranteed entry.
Yeah, I think the national progression should be go to an armory, go to a skirmish, and then try and get into nationals. Go to a road to nationals and then try and qualify for nationals. And I think it would take a lot away from it if it was just a pay to play situation for Nats. And I know we're coming from our high horse here. All 3 of us have qualified because we all won an RTN. But
I would have changed my mind.
You would have been in on XP as well.
I was the only one that was like risking it here, because after basically how this whole thing has gone down, I'm currently 86th on the leaderboard and that wouldn't have been in, and I wouldn't have changed my mind.
I'm only 70 odd. I
wouldn't have changed my mind. I would have turned and went, well, yeah, that's just that's it. Like, I just needed to just show up more. But I will say that I think I would love to see the experience board go and the ELO come in. I want to see people.
But we haven't done enough ELO events yet.
No, you're right. But at the minute, all this is
eventually it will happen.
If someone could practically sit there and just jam a load of games, it's abusable. So the XP thing is, who's got more time? Like, realistically, and I think that's fine. That's good.
Well, you only get XP for armories and on demand, so you have to have a game store to be doing the games.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, but when it comes to ELO, that ELO is basically who's the people who are showing up to these events, winning these events, keeping that ELO record up, all that sort of stuff. and it's then like
It's a bit less open to
I
manipulation.
don't know about Elo for Nats, but I'm open to like other options for Nats. Like I'd be open for Road to Nationals top 8 qualifying. I think that would be pretty
what,
interesting.
just
I'd
to
be
start the
open.
Friday off and go last, just do maybe a last
Like
call.
a last ditch
Oh yeah,
qualifier.
that'd be
Yeah,
sick.
but
Yeah,
they did that in some other events. They went, it's
Yeah, they
or
have
like,
done.
or maybe just have more invites passing down, so we don't have to do this whole song and a dance when we get to top 8 and stuff like that. And just be like, if you've already got it, just pass down to
Yeah.
I think
to,
it's
to other
a nice
people.
thing that
But
they would like to do, but I just don't think the gem software or
the thing is, if we do open invite, that basically kills Road to Nationals. That will
yeah,
I
it'll just
don't
ruin
know,
it. No one will
that just
not
doesn't
show up.
exist anymore. Because what's the point? Why should I spend
It needs to be
70
special.
quid on a train ticket when I can just spend 40 quid on a ticket and just buy
Yeah.
my ticket, right?
It
Like,
needs
so
to be
why
special.
bother?
And maybe they could have upped it up to 120, right? You know,
I
just
think I
they don't
think
need
if,
to make it a bigger. I don't want it to be
yeah.
loads bigger. I still think there needs to be a cutoff point because it actually makes the Road to Nationals like this weekend. I know I was in Utrecht, but this weekend people went to Living Realms and
Do you
Jester
think?
Games. They went there to bloody really win and get into that, you know.
But
And
isn't that
now,
amazing?
yes, that's the point.
So, do you think that actually the number of people allowed to qualify for the nationals is proportional to the number of Road to Nationals events they put out there? So, this decision was made a long time ago that basically, if there are 96 places, half of those can be gained from qualification through Road to Nationals, and half of those, for example, not exact numbers, half of those are XP invites.
I think that's
Well,
yeah.
I just
So
think
actually,
it's silly that
it's
we've
not
only got
something they can change last minute.
I just think it's silly we've only got 96 people for the UK Nationals. I think I don't know what the numbers are for Canada. I think it's also 96.
Most of them are.
Australia is 96 as well.
Yeah.
I just think for Australia, the UK and Poland are 3 of the biggest
Yeah.
countries for Flesh and Blood.
And
you know
Germany,
what?
Germany as
I do.
well.
I'm gonna
And
put
well,
this
why
out
not
there.
just tier it. Just look at what the highest numbers of players are in each country and tier the nationals based on what the number are. It's not
I'm going to
hard.
put this out there. I want listeners to get in touch and tell us, how would you do it?
Yeah.
How would you structure? How would you size nationals to make it feel special and to give the best experience possible?
Yeah.
Here's my suggestion. Anyone who beats all 3 of us at an event throughout a year just gets an invite. Like, yeah.
Maybe we should do something where we should get
Any
like
event,
something else, like
Armory.
a mat or something, right? I don't know.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Hamish has got 125 quid to spend, so he's feeling flush.
I've sold
euros.
Ooh, look at this guy. Look at this
Dear
article
listeners,
writing
please
top 8
go
winning guy.
and sign up and subscribe to our YouTube. We are nearly at 750 subscribers.
I would love to see us get to 1,000, and I will do a
go.
big giveaway for it. Which,
we're on the
Christ,
road, mate.
maybe we should do a giveaway.
No,
now.
don't listen to Hamish.
No, we have
Hamish,
got one more
Please
giveaway.
go. Please go. Please go and sign up to our Patreon. We now have a buzzing Patreon Discord.
The Discord's pretty legit, actually. I actually really like it.
I really enjoy hanging out on
Oh wow, people here are cool. Thanks. Cool people
this isn't even a joke. This isn't even like, oh, you should really join our Discord. It's really fun.
It's actually a really cool little Discord.
You get to join into the absolute wildness.
Yeah, you get early access to the interviews as well.
Really
early access.
Yeah, I'm going to wrap it up there because it's late and I'm on call. So...
just to remind everyone, we are taking August off for the summer holes because we're going on holidays and things like that. We'll be back in early September. We're probably going to do a couple of random things in August if we feel like it, but it'll be very.
It'll probably be most likely be me doing interviews.
We might do some live testing or some live games or stuff, things like that. So keep an eye out for that. But there won't be a podcast during August because we're just gonna take some time with our families. But I hope that's okay. We've been putting out the podcast consistently every 2 weeks now for a really long period of time, so we're very happy with that. And Hamish has been going crazy with the interviews, so there's plenty of content to tide you over. If you're not on the YouTube, if you only listen on Spotify, I do recommend that you subscribe to the YouTube channel because honestly, the people that Hamish manages to get for these interviews I don't think there's anybody out there doing what Hamish is doing in terms of
Putting
getting
in the legwork.
the flesh and blood community, like big
Yeah.
names from the flesh and blood community, and sitting them down for a chat, because the variety and breadth of content that we actually have on the YouTube is perhaps not what you expect from just a random podcast with 3 British guys.
I'm still trying to catch my biggest fish. I am still
James White.
Yeah. I'm still out there hunting the great James White shark.
Come on, James.
I think you got Mansan was. I think that was
Mansan was sick, man. That was easy. I didn't do.
Want to hear from. So,
Come on, James White. Big game.
We've got Fluke. We've got Fluke and Box as well incoming. We've got Alex from Fabled Academy on this way.
You'd be amazed how Hamish's secret technique is. He asks people.
Dude,
and they say yes.
The biggest thing I'm proud of currently at the minute is that I think I've managed to capture something on the day 4 that I don't think anyone's ever seen. I basically saw the Fabled Academy guy Alex start flipping. Like, I was just like, what the fuck? I wasn't expecting.
Did you do his press-up challenge?
No. He literally just showed up and started and just did gymnastics in front of me.
But did you do his press-up challenge?
No, I was gonna.
We'll get that recording.
Right near the end, we were like, yes. And then I was in the top 8 battle hardened, and he was trying to film the top 8 calling, and then it was just like, and then things were wrapping up, and we needed to go.
All I'm hearing is excuses, Tripp.
Right? Yeah.
Simon, Love you lots, guys. I'm sure you're going to do it at Lille, so it'll be fun.
I'm not going Lille, but you can do it for me. There you go.
See you later.
Bye.
Right. Love you guys. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.